Huda, what are we doing today? Yeah, you gotta be louder, Huda. So we're doing experimental theoretical probability coupled with odds. And what can you now do, I hope? What is now, Yasmin, what you can do?
Find the theoretical and experimental probability and odds.
Can you find theoretical probability?
Yes.
Can you find experimental probability?
Yes.
Can you find odds?
Yes.
The formula for theoretical probability is the formula we've been working on for this whole chapter. Favorable outcomes over possible outcomes. Favorable over possible would be an easy way of remembering it. Experimental probability was new. The difference between the two is experimental is what actually happened because we do the experiment. Theoretical is what should happen because we're just guessing based on probability. The formula for experimental would be the number of times something takes place, so the number of times over the number of trials. Okay? So if you do an experiment 1,000 times, would the denominator be 1,000 for experimental probability?
Yeah.
If you did it twice, would the denominator be 2 for experimental probability?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes and yes. You guys calculated the theoretical probability of rolling a 1 on a number cube, and you said it was 1/6. Because there's 6 numbers on a number cube, right? So about 1 every 6 times you're going to roll a 1. You said the probability of rolling something less than 5 would happen 2/3, which was 4 out of every 6 times, because you could roll a 1, a 2, a 3, or a 4, right? You said the the theoretical probability of rolling something bigger than or equal to 3 was also 2/3, because 2/3 is equal to 4/6 and reduce 4. Okay, we okay? Number 4, then we actually did the experiment. If you look on A and B, once in a while we had groups that actually hit the theoretical probability for A. We actually had groups that hit the theoretical probability for B. And down here we had a group that hit the theoretical probability for C after they actually did it. So experimental and theoretical are not going to line up all of the time. Last one, odds. Here it is. Here's the big thing you need to remember. The definition is wonderful. If you understand the formula for odds, the definition shouldn't be too hard to remember. Favorable over unfavorable. Okay? And we did some practice. What's the odds of getting ahead when flipping a coin? How many favorables are there? How many unfavorables are they? What's the favorable in flipping a coin? If I'm asking about heads, what's the favorable?
1.
What's the favorable actually going to be, though?
1.
Heads. What's the unfavorable actually going to be?
Tails.
Tails. Okay, so I was actually asking, wasn't really clear what I was asking, but what it was actually called. On a number cube, there are 6 sides to a number cube, right? So if I asked you what are the favorable outcomes as far as rolling a 3, that could happen 1 time, right? How many times could you not roll, or how many chances do you have of not rolling a 3? 5, because there's 6 total on there, right? And then here we have a list of boys and girls represented by B's and G's, and I asked what would be the odds of selecting a girl. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 favorables, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 unfavorables. So 4 over 5. You could also write this as what, you guys?
4 to 5.
4 to 5 or
4:5.
or 4:5, right? Any questions? I don't know if I said this to you. I'm going to tell you right now. You need to write a question for odds, which after going through this, you probably have a couple. I hope. Good luck.